Hey, so a couple days ago, I, more than a couple days ago, I've been struggling with something my whole life. One, not realizing I was autistic on top of all of it, but in the last few years, I have found that now I know what it's called that I struggle with, have been struggling with, have always struggled with, is codependency. So a couple days ago, I found a course online because I want to learn about it. I want to learn how to change that. I want to learn what's might be okay and not okay about it. I want to learn more about it, and I want to not live like this. So, I went through part one yesterday of this 5-week course, 6-week course, and I am done with the first week. And I wanted to tell you guys, because speaking things out loud begins to break chains and begins to help us verbalize and tell our stories, and it just helps bring things to light and helps us work through it. So, cycles of pain. There are 3 different cycles. There is the victim, there is the perpetrator, and there is the rescuer. I found myself somewhat in the boundary system of the victim. I didn't see a whole lot of myself in the perpetrator, but I did underline a lot of things that I've seen in people around me, and realized that those are the people that have raised me. The people who have been the most influential in my lives have been either victims or perpetrators. I am a rescuer. I have always been a rescuer. This, like I said, I found this course online. I did not make this myself. And I have been through psychology and therapy and all kinds of different things, which has given me tools over the years to learn more about myself. So, Spirit of Life Recovery is the website, is the company, and it was a donation amount. There were like 5 different amounts. One of them being $0 if we can afford to do something like this. But it's very important that you do it anyway. So, Spirit of Life Recovery, you can find their website, and they have all kinds of things like this. But my cycle of pain is being a rescuer. Children that grow up amidst chaos can learn early in life that they need to fix problems. I grew up in chaos. And I was always the person who always tried to find peace. I was the peacemaker. Can I take something like a load off of you to help you, but then I had to do it. Empathizer. But then I felt like a failure when I couldn't get everything done that I wanted to get done, or that I had to get done, or that I was told to get done. which is one reason I have grown up with this. Unbeknownst to me until the last couple of years, I had a perfection mindset. I empathize very, very easily. I fawn very easily. I want everyone else to be happy. And up until the last couple of years, I wanted everyone else to be happy to the extent that I didn't know what happiness was. I mean, being on the autism spectrum, I don't have a very good grasp on feelings and emotions in a normal sense anyways, but even trying to learn about emotions and feelings, that has been extremely difficult because I don't connect to emotions and feelings. I don't feel like I'm actually feeling them. I am very disassociative. As adults, rescuers are the most mistaken of anyone because they're typically seen as strong, capable, and reliable. Because they have to be. Because everyone around us goes bonkers, and I can't live without peace and structure. So I have always been the one to create the peace and structure by taking things on myself to do. They tend to have a heart for the weaker appearing people and therefore by nature draw into their needs. Yes, people who need help, I generally become the person who wants to help them. So I mirror what they need, and therefore they depend on me and I depend on them. This is codependence. They are also the people that can handle almost anything and are seen as extremely competent and trustworthy. Yeah, because I'm always there for everyone, and I don't say no very well. I've learned in the last few years how to balance yeses and nos, but because I'm autistic, again, when someone asks me a question, I have to weigh all the pros and cons and all the different ways that anything could go at any given time before I answer. So, yeah. Like the other roles, they are masters at hiding true feelings and real needs. They have hidden needs in themselves under the needs of others. Rescuers have learned to be the savior in a situation. Oh, I'll save it. I'll save you. Take home the trophy of redeeming someone from danger or pain. They also take on responsibility for other people and carry the weight of decisions people make. Yes, because we feel like if we take on the other person's issues and then those issues don't go the way we thought they would, and the other person fails, that we also fail because we are them. I truly believe that the outcome depends on their ability to perform. Yes. Again, this is where the perfectionist thing comes in. And things that I've enjoyed in my life have always come to the point of being a performance, being a cheerleader, being in the band, being in the choir, running track. They start as something I want to do, something I am curious about, want to enjoy, do enjoy, and then they end up being a show house performance because I want to please other people, even at the expense of myself and what I like and what I want, because I don't know what I want. and I don't know what I like, and I don't know what I need, because I mimic other people as an aspie, and as a rescuer, I take on what other people say and do, and yes. Typically this person has zero capacity for self-care. Yeah, I still struggle with knowing what self-care means. I'm getting there. I'm doing better at it. But a lot of times I think of self-care as being selfish, taking time for myself that should be devoted to someone else or something else. And that mindset, I have a feeling, will be with me my entire life, but I'm working on it. Live internally in a place of instability and fear, completely out of touch with their personal needs and identity, as they believe they have a fundamental purpose to help and fix others. Yeah, my identity has always been a reflection of other people, and a compilation of what I see in their wants and needs, and what I think can be applied to me. I've never had an identity in myself. Rescuers have a faulty boundary system. They feel entitled to jump the fences of other people's lives and manage things they see need to be fixed. They become self-proclaimed maintenance and security systems for people, even though they weren't officially asked. This is what becomes a boundary problem, doing things for people that we're not authorized to do. Furthermore, doing things for people that they should be doing for themselves. Yeah. I've noticed this in my parenting. I have a hard time. I'm learning how to, but I have a hard time backing off and letting them do their own thing. And they're like, Mom, that's mine, go away. It's like, okay, I'm sorry. Always saying I'm sorry for something that's not my fault. If I'm curious about something, if I want to do something, I don't know where the boundaries are, and if I do something that does cross a boundary, people look at me like, what the heck are you doing? Or they're like, Cammy, what are you doing? It's like, I didn't know I couldn't do that, because I have a faulty boundary system. I don't understand boundaries, not just because I'm a rescuer, but also because it's so messed up. And not knowing I was autistic until just a few years ago. But I'm finding that a lot of people who are on the autism spectrum are codependents, are rescuers. And I've noticed through the victim part as well that I have switched into the victim mentality sometimes, but most of the time I've been a rescuer, someone who has to jump in and fix things for other people, because we don't want other people to be sad or mad or whatever. Rescuers don't hold people accountable for their choices, and often try to take the sting away from someone else's bad behaviors. Yeah. When they see someone weaker or injured like the victim, they may overly care for them and tend them in a manner to create dependence, which seems loving, caring, and even Christ-like. Yeah. And then we grow into these questions of, am I doing this because I'm a Christian? Am I doing this because I believe this is what Jesus would do? Or am I doing this selfishly? Am I doing it? We question our own motives. I do all the time. I question my own motives because I don't know why I'm doing it. It makes the rescuer feel useful, but in reality, they're masking the problems that the victim needs to manage. So we become, it's a way of manipulating people who are weaker than us unintentionally, and it also enables them to remain victims. I'm not saying these things to teach you. I'm saying these things to get them off my chest, because I need to speak them out loud. And I can't talk like this to a person unless I read through this and talk about it to my psychologist, who I haven't been able to see in over a year because my insurance changed. While rescuers seem to be loving and keeping the peace, they're allowing dysfunctional cycles to be retained. Yeah, I've been living in dysfunctional cycles for years, and I didn't know it. They're an artificial solution that ends up making pain worse. And it makes the problems last even longer. Out of touch with their own emotional life, they deflect their own pain and focus on someone else's. The men will do all the things, all the giving, with little to nothing in return. That's why I feel uncomfortable with people complimenting me or saying thank you or recognizing. I am very uncomfortable with positive recognition. I am trying so hard to not. And I am definitely having times where I feel comfortable in myself. I actually get out something cute and put it on, and I'm like, I feel good. And if someone else says something cool, but seeking help for their own problems is a borderline crime for the rescuer. Asking for help. I hate asking for help. Then throw my disabilities on top of it. If I can do it myself, I'm going to do it myself. If I think there's even a small chance I can do it myself, I'm going to do it myself. I don't want to ask for help. I don't feel like I need help. I don't feel like I deserve help. Totally out of touch with personal needs. A rescuer's saving grace is coming to their end of their rope. The rescuer is actually strong in will, and therefore their breaking threshold is very high. Yes. A rescuer desperately needs to be seen, understood, cared for, and loved. Yeah. Because it's the exact opposite of that ingrained in us and made us this way. A rescuer, it's the hardest mentality to break because its rightful intentions appear Christ-like, yet its residue sometimes keeps dysfunctional cycles in the process. Emotionally disconnected and focused on tasks at hand. Yep, emotionally disconnected. Yep. Takes on the needs of others while neglecting self-care. I'm only rattling off the ones that refer to me. Always seen as responsible. Become an enabler to bad behavior. Need problems to retain peacemaker position. We seek out problems. We seek out problems. We try to find the problems so we can be the fixers. Wow. Problem with that I've noticed. Against perpetrators. These are the things of the perpetrators in my life that I've noticed. They can operate in false righteousness and religiosity. They criticize and judge the offending party. They use their own perspective to guide all their boundaries. So their opinions are their boundaries. They are unable to grasp the principle of grace. They manipulate and become the victims when they need to. They're profoundly manipulative, and when confronted with any wrongdoing, they will learn how to gaslight and question the integrity of whoever dares to come against them. Here's a little bit more of how I've dealt with perpetrators in my life. It's interesting that pain is the problem, but can actually be the gift in the sense that it can usher in the solution. No matter where that pain was originally, it's up to the person to take the opportunity to use it as a call on healing. Once you're able to get stable, you can go back and address the relationships and boundaries that are necessary. Perpetrators hide behind a victim role, unable to accept that they have led with totalitarian leadership. My way or the highway. Their primary job is to blame. The perpetrator has one boundary system: to be right and to make others wrong. This is amazing information, and it's good to see so many things of myself on paper that I can be like, oh wow, yeah, that's what I dealt with. This is who I am. This is what I was. I mean, I totally, yeah, so very much. But perpetrators aren't bad. They're using bad behavior to cope and manage with life. That's one reason I can have sympathy for them. Pain is the problem. They need something soft. They need grace. Just as much as anybody. Well, I'm going to let you go. I will probably take you along on more of this journey. Bye-bye.